What is going on, everyone? My name is JX. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have an awesome video. I have a dialogue breakdown of this month's event called Starfall. It's the introduction of America Chavez and the Summoner's Choice winner Hercules. This event is kind of pretty cool. It's gonna be an interesting event because we're gonna actually be getting a little bit of a tease of just the nature of the Battlerealm and kind of what like a dark future. It's kind of cool. If you read the patch notes, you'll know like the synopsis of the event is really interesting. Like it's really interesting. Like it's hyping up a dark future of the Battlerealm. And if you don't know, we have this big battle of the contest called the Chrono Serpent, who was an ancient enemy of the Battlerealm, and even it seems like the Battlerealm was built on top of him, and it trapped him in the Battlerealm, and no one knows about him except for a handful of characters. Some of them are in mcoc, and some of them are in the contest, and it's really interesting because it seems like we're going to have to face this opponent once Galactus appears and breaks the barrier of the Battlerealm. If he does break it, or whatever happens, it seems like he's going to be freed, and he's going to be, well, it's not even like he's going to be free. It's like he's like kind of like how Karina, you remember Karina? She was like trapped in like a million pieces of ISO. Well, that's kind of like the Chrono Serpent. He's like trapped all around the Battlerealm. And if you see the maps of the Battlerealm, you see his eyes are everywhere. And it's really interesting. I think this event does connect to this just as teasing the future of the contest, which is really cool. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start off. I'm only going to go over like 30 images of the dialogue. If you want to read all the dialogue, there's this YouTube channel out there that uploads the entire dialogue of the game, and I'll probably link that in the channel description, but he doesn't upload videos till like the month after the event, so let me know if you want the full dialogue, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so first off, Captain Marvel Classic shows up, which is interesting because Captain Marvel Classic actually is the main Captain Marvel. If you read Act 6 or anything past 2019 MCU, Captain Marvel is actually the main Captain Marvel. That just kind of, it's just interesting that they had that. So yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so Summoner, basically she was searching for the Summoner, so she found us, and she's talking about how normally the Battlerealm is in like basically a lockdown because you really can't get into the Battlerealm. You're only summoned to the Battlerealm. There are a handful of characters, probably less than a handful, that have broken through. That's like Magneto, Dormammu, a couple elders, so something like that. Like it's just like it's really circumstances of people who break into the Battlerealm, and obviously no one has broken out that we know of. No one's broken out, so it's kind of cool. Just be keeping that lore going, which is really awesome. It's such a big thing about the Battlerealm. So anyway, she talks about how there's been an unstable amount of energy going around, and boom, out of the way, something big is coming. Which I was like, dude, Galactus? Because something big, right? You know, we do have Galactus who's been summoned. I don't think it's Galactus. Anyway, so a dark figure crashes through a star portal, and then out of nowhere, a bunch of portals start opening up everywhere, and a bunch of characters are falling through those portals, and then the portals are disappearing. So basically, an army of characters just landed into the Battlerealm, which is interesting because I'm really excited to see who actually just got added to the Battlerealm. So this is amazing. So this is America Chavez. And so basically Captain Marvel saw the army, and then she saw America Chavez in the middle, but she was unconscious. So she and the Summoner go over to help America Chavez, and she's like super weak. And she talks about her powers. If you don't know, she can obviously create portals that can go literally anywhere. And Captain Marvel tells her that she just opened up a bunch of portals, and it put in a bunch of people in the Battlerealm, and she's saying she has no idea how this happened. So it's kind of interesting because America Chavez didn't bring those people to the Battlerealm, it seems like, but she's in the Battlerealm itself, so it's kind of interesting to unveil this mystery. Alright, so she's saying that what she does remember is actually testing her powers and actually going past her limit. And so she's actually saying she moved past the edges of the multiverse, the edges of the omniverse, and found a place where time and space lost all meaning, which is insane. First off, the omniverse. I think this is the first time the omniverse has been mentioned in the contest. If you don't know what an omniverse is, it's the theory that, obviously first you have the multiversal theory, right? There are alternate universes, and then a multiverse is all those universes combined, right? It's just the area of all those universes. Well, the omniverse is just like that, but there's different sections for each multiverse. So yeah, it's insane that she's just saying that she literally moved past space and time. That's a pretty incredible feat. So she figured that she had enough sightseeing and tried to turn back, except that she couldn't. She said that she went to the edge of the multiverse, but she was being slowly sucked in by a pit, and she might have panicked a little. So it's interesting. So something was pulling her. So there's like a darkness that's pulling her and pulling the strings of her, and she's saying that she threw everything she had trying to escape from it, so punching a bunch of portals, and she, no matter what, she was still being thrusted into the void. And she kind of says that some of those portals that she made probably were the same portals that brought in all those people into the battle realm. So that kind of explains it, that she accidentally just sent in basically an army of multiversal characters into the battle realm. And like I said, I'm really excited to see who she put in the battle realm. Yeah, so anyway, she's saying that her portals have never gone rogue before. I've read a couple of her comics, and yeah, she's pretty good with her powers, so she's definitely grown them a lot in the comic books and the contest. I haven't read her newer issues, so I don't actually know. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And so basically, Captain Marvel was saying she doesn't really know what the battle realm is, just because they thought it was a pocket dimension. But it's, with Karina, we've kind of learned a lot more about the battle realm, which is really awesome. Anyways, Hercules just shows up. He crashes into Howard the Duck's mech suit, which is pretty funny. And basically, he said he's here to defend and avenge. If you don't know, Hercules is actually an Avenger. It's actually pretty cool. Around the events of what I want to say, Civil War II, he joined the Avengers after that. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, so he meets. Speaking of Civil War II, actually, Captain Marvel was like basically the main reason that happened, and so she's saying, "Nice to meet you again." So yeah, it's kind of interesting that they have like even the outfit of Hercules is actually his Civil War II outfit from 2016-ish. So it's kind of cool that like they're definitely, showing us Civil War II. A lot of people didn't like Civil War II. If you want to read it, go ahead. It's definitely where this Hercules is from, which is kind of cool. Anyways, he talks about, obviously, he's Hercules, son of Zeus, Lion of the Olympus. We all know who Hercules is, man. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so he's saying, I was traveling through space, no less. One moment I was amongst my chums aboard a fantastic spacecraft, which I think he's talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy. In like the recent comics, he's joined the Guardians of the Galaxy team, so I think that's what he's talking about, which is pretty cool. And then he said that he's sucked in by a star portal. Okay, so we have America Chavez, and she's saying, all right, enough messing around. I'm going to go have a scout around and find out more about the battle realm, which is pretty cool. And then we're back to Hercules. He says, why ever Captain Place has everything hero want. Righteous friends, devious enemies, highly questionable consumables. That's pretty funny. It's funny because you can actually eat ISO. So I wonder if that's what he's talking about. If he's talking about the ISO-A, that you can actually eat it. That's what Deadpool and Warlock do. It's pretty funny. All right, you'll need someplace to stay. Stark still got you on probation. I don't know what he's talking about or what she's talking about, but basically, the thing about the Avengers and Hercules is that all the Avengers hate Hercules. It's interesting because he's pretty much the most powerful Avenger besides Hulk, which really isn't an Avenger anymore. So it's kind of funny that he's the most powerful, but everyone hates him. So it's just funny. So I don't know what he did. He probably threw a Greek party or something like that, but I don't actually know. Anyway, so you'll need some place to stay, is what Howard the Duck says to Hercules, because he can't stay at Avengers HQ. And he says that he's got a sweet pad on the edge of the battle realm. And if you don't actually know, it's a bit out of the way. So if you don't actually know, the Howard and Hyperion actually have a crib in the battle realm when they first joined the game about like 4 years ago, and it's actually on the top left of the battle realm. This map is about 4 years old, so we're actually getting a new one later this year. I'm actually excited, but yeah, that's where Howard and Hyperion's crib is. It's actually pretty funny. Captain Marvel says, you're adopting another one, starting the Howard's home of wayward hippos. Dude, what a roast. That's pretty funny. Anyway, so America Chavez is back. She says she dumped me. I've just been dumped places. She's trying to go around the battle realm, but she's only going to, she's trying to escape from the battle realm, go to places she knows, but it's only dropping her in places that are already in the battle realm that she's thinking of, which is kind of interesting. I never thought about that. All right, so we have, they're talking about the multiverse has emptied itself into this place, and that you can't go anywhere. It's all just stuck in the battle realm. So basically, America Chavez is figuring out that every time a multiverse is dying, or just the battle realm itself is sucking in multiversal parts. And what's interesting about this is that they're going to the end of the multiverse, the end of everything, the end of the contest of champions, which is really cool. And Captain Marvel saying this is impossible. The battle realm end of the universe, if we're talking about, is around here. And basically she's saying it's not the end of, she's not in the end of what you're thinking of. It's just just the end point. And so they bring on that she's talking about how the universe winds down and falls apart, and debris eventually gets sucked into the battle realm. So basically, it's saying that when a universe dies, its essence is dropped into the battle realm, which is what ISO-8 is. ISO-8 is actually energy, or more or less, yeah. It's particles from the previous universe that gets sucked in. It's actually really cool. Gabe actually talked about it when I interviewed him a week or two ago. It's actually really dope. Alright, anyway, so she's talking about how it pulls in anything gets too close, it stops anything inside going in and flow from anywhere. So basically, you know, Battlerealm, like I said, it's with the time thing. It's like it's hard. You can't really time travel. You can't really teleport anywhere. You can't really get out. It's kind of really cool that they're talking about collecting the remains of the multiverse. It also refracts, and so this is the first time we've ever gotten this information before, which is really interesting, is that she's saying whenever someone's summoned to the Battlerealm, not necessarily, I don't even know if it means like the collector itself as well, because like the way the contest used to work is that you were only summoned to the contest by an elder, most likely the collector, then the grandmaster. Karina, I don't think Karina summoned anyone, but yeah, you're really only summoned by an elder, or you know, you made your way into the Battlerealm, or something happened, you came with someone else. But basically what she's saying, no matter how you got into the Battlerealm is actually like splitting you and making alternate versions of yourself. So that kind of explains why there's like infinite amount of people in the Battlerealm, because like it's kind of crazy because there's so much happening in the Battlerealm is what we've been told. Like there are infinite people in the Battlerealm, and this actually explains why, is that they're actually being split once you join the Battlerealm. And obviously they're saying, obviously since Hercules just showed up, there's got to be an alternate version of him. And she also talks about how it's actually making a balance of everything, which is kind of interesting. Alright, anyway, so here on the last quest, so here from on out. So America Chavez is saying, here from on out, I'm dedicating myself to 24/7 finding a way out of the Battlerealm. Okay, so this is kind of like last month's event where we had her Overseer just leave the event and go somewhere else. So this is kind of with America Chavez is the same thing, is that she's leaving right now and gonna become and be a reoccurring character, which is really cool, and that she's gonna try to find an escape out of the Battlerealm. So that's really cool. And this is pretty cool. So they're talking about they're swimming over the multiverse. What I'm afraid of is the universe ending and restarting, nothing new, but surviving that is the hardest part. And then she says that she's gonna find someone to help them out. But then we get interrupted by an evil America Chavez, and then the event ends. So yeah, it's an interesting event. Like, I definitely think like these past couple months we've had these events where they kind of, in my opinion, they end too quickly or they don't have a payoff right away. So I definitely think this event is going to have a payoff later down the road, because you know, if America Chavez is trying to figure a way out of the Battlerealm, if anyone can do it, you know, she can do it, right? So I'm really interested to see her and probably Reed Richards find a way, first off, to survive Galactus's entrance into the Battlerealm, and then also find a way out. So I'm really curious on what if once Galactus, you know, breaks a barrier or part of a barrier, if it is strengthened, so if he does break it, maybe that can activate her powers to escape the Battlerealm. It's really cool. There's a lot of theory crafting we could do with this information, which I'm really excited about. And also another thing is I actually think that she actually fits in on the state of the Battlerealm next to all the Captain Marvels, the Skrulls, and Kang. So it's kind of interesting. I'm really curious on what happens for the next America Chavez. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video on the dialogue breakdown, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, you comment about it, let me know what you guys are thinking, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out, everyone.